magklase. Talagang hindi pa ako nagsimulang magklase sa batch 49 hangga't hindi kayo natatapos. Kasi nga pinospone pa ang ating pangarap na minove pa to December. And eto nga, no, kahit we're taking a break kasi we're doing our prenup here in Japan kasi we wanted the autumn vibes na kasi yung magiging theme ng wedding. Kaya meron isang "Ohayo gozaimasu," sabi niya. Baka lang aga-aga sabihin vexatious siya agad. Congratulations at alam mo yung vexatious. Talaga. Nakakatawa yung good morning, Attorney Nico from Philippines. We're honored, sir. Yes. Tapos sa susunod naman, ano ba, testimonial dinner ba nung kung kailan kakasal naman si Aldrin. Anyway, so today we'll be covering a few short items no with regards to RFBT just to make sure na ma-reinforce lang yung previously ay naaral na natin at alam naman natin. Okay? Pero more like a few reminders, okay, that we need to take note of. Fiancé reveal daw. Nagbe-breakfast po. Kaya ano, hindi pa siya pang ano, hindi pa siya pang camera exposure. Ayan. So more like a few reminders, ayan, as we take the board exam for RFBT purposes. Okay? So simulan na natin with item number 1. Ayaw, di ba? Ayaw mag-next, no? Ayaw mag-next ng PowerPoint ko. Ayan. Hala, naka-ano. Nakatawag dun, effects. Anyway, what is or are the available remedies in an obligation to do? Ang magiging sagot natin dyan will be substitute performance. No? Considering nga that in an obligation to do, hindi natin pinapayagan yung specific performance because it will violate the constitutional prohibition against involuntary servitude. No? So again, reminder lang. Na supposedly. Now, kung sakali na ito ay obligation to give, nagmamatter nga dito kung ang obligation to give natin will be specific, okay, or determinate, or rather, generic thing. Na kasi kung ito ay obligation to give a specific thing, yung specific performance lang ang allowable sa atin. Pag generic, pwede pareho. No? And again, bakit nga bawal yung substitute performance kapag determinate thing yung i-deliver? Kasi presumably na kay debtor lang, no, yung object. Kaya kung ibang tao ang pagagawin mo na mag-deliver niyan, ang mangyayari patuloy dyan ay nanakawin niya. Na para lang ma-perform yung pinapagawa mo sa kanya na substitute performance. So that will be number 1. Letter B will be our answer. In number 2, requiring the other party to execute. Ala, yan. To execute the required formality applies when the requirement is in the form or requirement of the form will be for purposes of convenience lang. Na kasi sabi natin, in order to exercise this particular remedy, the requirement is dapat valid and enforceable. And if you remember, na ito nga yung tatlong klase natin ng requirements of form, na one will be for validity, one is for enforceability, which is covered by the statute of frauds. Okay, and the third one will be for convenience or only to affect third parties. Na yan ang nagiging purpose nitong pangatlo. And ang requirement, again, in order to exercise this remedy ay dapat valid and enforceable yung ating kontrata. So kung hindi ka nag-comply sa requirement of form for validity purposes, in that case, void na, no? Kaya nagiging essential element yung form, hindi mo rin may exercise ang remedy na ito. Or kung kunwari nga covered ng statute of frauds, tas hindi naman in writing, edi unenforceable din siya, you cannot exercise this remedy also. And once and for all, again, no, kapag sale of land ang pinag-uusapan natin, ang requirement lang dito ay dapat maging in writing in order to be enforceable, no, for statute of frauds. Kasi there's still this common misconception na kapag sale of land ay laging naka-public instrument para maging valid, no? There's no such requirement under the law. Okay? Kailangan lang yan in writing. In fact, the sale of land is pretty much consensual in character. No? Kailangan lang in writing in order to be enforceable, but does not in any way affect its validity. Okay? Yung may requirement na dapat ay in writing pa for the validity of the sale of land ay kapag through an agent where the authority of the agent must be in writing. So hopefully na bago kayo mag-board exam ay talagang na sa loobin na natin yung idea nga na in writing. Kaya kung private instrument ang sale of land, valid and enforceable na. Na hanggang ngayon kasi nagkakaroon pa rin ng confusion. So number two will be letter B. Sandali lang ha. Tatanggalin ko na lang lahat na kasi 'di ba nalagyan pa siya ng tawag dun, animation. Ayan, para hindi siya magulo. And yes, ginawa ko siya ng PowerPoint kahapon. Pagkatapos namin magpakatito-tita talaga sa paglalakad, ando na kami sa point na yon. Na when we arrived here, si fiance and si friend, na college friend ko. Actually, former reviewer siya ng RESA, si Attorney Robbie. Na nagkukwentuhan sila tungkol sa mga matatandang nakasama nila dito sa Japan na laging kailangan ng pahinga, no? Kailangan magpapahinga para kumain, magpapahinga para mag-CR. Umabot na kami sa point na kami na yung nirereklamo ng ganon kasi kasama namin pamangkin ni fiance yesterday. Sabik na sabik kami sa upuan after 20,000 steps. Anyway, so number three, ay, nandun pa rin, hindi pa rin natanggal yung animation. Anyway, so in case of double sale of personal property, the one with the better right will be the possessor in good faith. Na letter B will be our answer. Again, itong paglagay natin ito in succession, okay, or application ito in successive format will be with regards the double sale of real property. No? And ito nga lagi ang nagiging question with regards the rules on double sale on who will have a better right. And again, as a reminder, dapat both sales must be valid na in order for the rules on double sale to be applicable. Kasi kung yung isa sa kanila ay void, hindi na nag-a-apply yung rules on double sale natin. So again, yung 1, 2, and 3 or A, B, and C natin in successive format ay applicable lang kung sa real property. Ano? Okay, so going back, no, ito, number 4 tayo. The period of redemption and extrajudicial foreclosure of a real estate mortgage will be 3 months from the sale of the or registration of the certificate of sale whenever the debtor is, okay, so yung choices natin, whether juridical person or bank, in A, B, C, and D. No? And as we know, the debtor here must be a juridical person while the creditor will be a bank. No? Considering nga, okay, that this exception will be found in the general banking law. So the general rule is that the redemption period will be 1 year. Na nagiging exceptional nga lang yung 3 months or registration whichever is earlier. Okay? Kung juridical person yung debtor and yung creditor natin is a bank. So historically, again, I wanted you to be careful here. No? Kasi historically, natanong na ito sa board exam. Yun nga lang, sa board exam, pinagbaliktad. Na yung debtor ay yung bangko at yung creditor yung juridical person. Although sabi nga natin, hindi naman nangyayari yan sa totoong buhay kasi ang trabaho ng bangko ay magpautang. No, kaya yung bangko nangungutang na, no, may problema na yan kung yung bangko yung nangungutang sa juridical person. Pero yun nga, ang board exam natin ay katang-isip lang, no? Guni-guni nyo lang yan. Kaya kahit yung mga hindi makatotohanang bagay ay natatanong sa board exam, magkaroon lang ng twist na doon sa mga questions natin. Kaya iingatan lang natin yung ganitong question. May question lang. Attorney, magbebenta po yung agent ng property other than land. Need pa po ba in writing yung authority to sell? Hindi na. Na only on land lang ang nakalagay sa batas. Okay? So number 4 will be letter A. Number 5, to be prosecuted for BP22, the accused must be letter C will be our answer here. Na again, just a reminder na hindi katulad pag estafa, ang pinag-uusapan natin sa estafa kahit ikaw ay negotiator or issuer lang ng cheque ay sapat na in order to be prosecuted. Hindi katulad pag BP22 na kailangan ikaw pa mismo yung nakapirma, no, in order for BP22 to pursue, no, or para ma-pursue rather yung case natin for BP22. Sa estafa, that's not going to be necessary. And again, remember, pag estafa, meron tayong necessary element of deceit, no, kaya lahat ng related dyan sa estafa lang applicable. So, kunwari, good faith, being a defense, no, being contrary to deceit, sa estafa lang yan nag-a-apply. Okay, and now, when it comes to payment of a pre-existing obligation, estafa lang ang nawawala. No, sa BP22, hindi kasi nga hindi naman necessary element yung deceit. Okay, when it comes to BP22. So, ano daw ang sagot sa 1 and 2? Ayan. Sabi ni Prince. So, sa mga late pong pumasok, ayan, sana po nakaligo muna kayo, no? Yan yung, actually, yung mga pumasok, hindi ko naman sigurado kung nakaligo na, considering nga na 7 a.m. ang klase natin. So, sana nakaligo naman kayo, no? Pero wala naman judgment. Kaya wala namang amoy yung magaganap. Yung mga kasama nyo lang sa bahay ang mamomroblema dyan. So, number 5 will be letter C. Number 6, which of the following will be covered by the Lemon Law? So, the answer here will be letter D. Now, take note, kapag fortuitous event, no, yung mga naging causes kung bakit nagkaroon ng damage yun sa vehicle, hindi yan covered ng Lemon Law. Okay, and supposedly, or wala, ayan. Okay, supposedly brand new dapat. Okay, ang coverage natin ng Lemon Law. Kaya kapag yan ay second hand, hindi rin yan nako-cover. And take note, these are brand new vehicles that must be bought within the Philippines. No? Kaya kung imported vehicle din yan, hindi din yan covered ng Lemon Law. No? And ito nga, dahil second hand ang vehicles na ito, no, hindi rin yan magiging covered. Dapat brand new and purchased within the Philippines to be covered by the Lemon Law. So this is more like a reminder kasi usual questions na na-encounter natin sa Lemon Law ay yung period of coverage, no, at yung nagiging what do you call this? Yung procedure, no, and following on what will be our needed procedure in order to invoke the Lemon Law. Naligo na po kagabi, bukas na ulit, o di ba? Talagang may limit lang tayo per day. Dito nga sa Japan, umaabot kami ng 5 degrees. Naliligo pa rin ako sa gabi. Hindi ko talaga kaya ng hindi naliligo at least twice a day na as an oily person. Anyway, so number 6 will be letter D. Ayan. Okay, number 7. So the approval required with regards sa pre-negotiated rehabilitation. So sabi na natin this will be letter B. Again, just a reminder, yung letter A natin plus the court will be applicable to our court supervised rehabilitation. No, diyan yan nag-a-apply. Etong pangatlo naman natin ay nag-a-apply pag out of court. Ang rehabilitation natin. So, reminder lang ulit kasi historically natanong na rin, no, itong approval necessary for a rehabilitation plan. So, ito na rin, yan na rin yung in order, no, na sinasabi nga natin pinakamaraming participation ng korte, no, sa pre-negotiated halos kalahati na lang technically, and sa out of court wala at all, no, yung participation ng court. Kaya makikita mo rin na tumataas, no, yung voting requirements for the validity of the rehab plan, okay, or its confirmation. So number 7 will be letter B. Okay, pero dito natin mapapansin na ang question nga dito, saan nag-a-apply, no, yung cram down effect natin. It will be applicable to all of them. Na regardless na nga yan, kahit ang rehabilitation natin dito ay court supervised, out of court pre-negotiated, applicable pa rin ito. And again, yung concept natin ng cram down effect would mean na dapat yung plan as it is already confirmed, no, in accordance with the law will be binding upon the debtor, okay, and all parties na that may be affected by the rehabilitation. Okay, and that will include also the creditors. Hindi na nagmamatter din dito if the creditors participated, okay, in the proceeding or kung sakaling na nag-object man sila or hindi, or na-schedule man ang kanilang claims, hindi rin yan magmamatter. No? Kaya nga sinasabi natin na kapag may rehabilitation, ang proceeding natin ay in rem. Na that it affects the entire world. Okay? Kaya may cram down effect or cram down rules. So number 8 will be letter D. Okay? Number 9, so you have here in which of the following prohibited acts can there arise criminal liability and not just administrative fine. So una, ito na rin yung tatlo na nagiging, what do you call this? Ito na rin yung tatlo natin na prohibited acts under the Philippine Competition Act. Pero sa lahat ng 'yan, ang nagkakaroon lang ng criminal liability will be anti-competitive agreements. Sa abuse of dominant position at anti-competitive mergers, ang nagiging consequence lang natin diyan at the most will be an administrative fine lamang. Ito nga yung up to 100 million supposedly. Okay, for the first offense. At kapag yan ay second and subsequent offenses, magiging 100 million to 250 million. No? But there's no criminal liability that will apply. Sa anti-competitive agreements lang yon nag-a-apply. And again, just to put your hearts at ease, historically, there's been no question yet with regards the penalties. We discussed the penalties, lalo na yung mga imprisonment and fine na yan kasi nasa syllabus, no? Pero wala pa namang natatanong. So I would suggest you don't focus on that too much. Wag lang sana yung kayo pa yung mga klase na biglang itatanong ngayon. 'Di ba? Talagang ang tagal hindi tinatanong, inaaral ng lahat dati. Ngayon naman na hindi nyo inaaral tapos bigla na lang nagtanong on that. No? But I suggest you still focus on the concepts. No? Yan pa rin na magiging bala talaga na kakailanganin pagdating sa actual board exam natin. So number 9 will be letter B. Number 10, if a party is in a competitive bidding is declared to be post-disqualified, the evaluation that was just done on the bid was the post-qualification. Na ito isang bagay na pwede ka pang ma mahuli, no? Dahil sa paghahanap natin ng twist. Okay, sa procedure natin, again sa preliminary examination, naka-pass-fail criteria lang tayo dito. No, kaya literal lang na pag nag-fail ay disqualified lang. No, ganun din sa eligibility check natin. Sa batas, meron lang binensyon na kapag nag-post qualification stage na at dyan nag-fail, no, post disqualified yung term na ginagamit. Okay, kasi yan yung magkakaroon pa tayo ng procedure na pupunta tayo sa next in rank na lowest calculated bid or highest rated bid kasi nga sa post qualification pa isa-isa na. Kaya yung nagiging evaluation na ginaganap. Sa eligibility check at preliminary examination, sabay-sabay pa yan silang lahat na mako-cover ng evaluation natin. So number 10 will be letter C. Number 11, so which of the following property rights of a partner may be the subject of assignment or execution? That will be our letter B. Na ito nga kapag specific rights to partnership property bawal and of course yung rights to partners or to participate in the management ay hindi rin pwede. Kaya nga sinasabi ng batas na supposedly daw co-owners na ang nagiging treatment natin sa mga partners pero literal na property pa rin ito ng partnership at nag-a-apply pa rin yung concept ng separate juridical personality. Kaya ginagamit lang natin yung property ng partnership kung liability ng partnership na yung ating sasagutin or yung magiging subject ng execution, attachment or assignment. Pero when it comes to the interest, dahil nga yan ay sa partner and ito nga yung pertaining to our share in the profits and surplus, yan yung pwede na. But remember again, kung ito ay matatransfer man to an assignee or a conveyee, si conveyee does not necessarily become a partner. Ang pwede lang niyang karapatan nga ay makuha kung ano yung profits pertaining to the assignor. Okay? So, sa lahat ng yan, ang transferable lang, or rather, ito nga, collectively, ang tawag natin sa tatlong ito ay property rights. Okay? In the provision of the law, they are collectively called property rights. And sa lahat ng property rights natin, yung letter B lang ang pwede maging subject ng assignment, attachment, or execution. So number 11 will be letter B. Number 12, and makikita nyo dito, medyo maraming tanong sa out of the 30 items, medyo mas marami pa rin yung corpum, no? Dahil nga 30 items yan pagdating sa board exam. So, kinailangan lang natin ng a little more reminder when it comes to corporation law. So, in number 12, which of the following grounds to deny the preemptive rights of a stockholder will require 2/3 vote of the stockholders? Okay, that will be letter A. Or hindi na rather, kailangan ng 2/3 vote. Dito, kailangan pa. Kasi apat ang grounds natin, ang nawawala lang dito ay kapag denied in the articles of incorporation. Ang magiging pang-apat natin na ground, to deny the preemptive right. But under the law, dito sa letter A natin at dito sa number 4, hindi na kailangan pa ng concurrent vote ng 2/3 of the stockholders yan. No? Kasi nga, yung letter A, ginagawa natin yan to comply with the minimum public ownership requirement, okay, para listed ka pa rin. No? Dahil kapag hindi mo yan nagawa, okay, necessarily ay tatanggalin ka sa stock exchange. Okay? Now, kapag denied naman sa articles, ang idea dyan ay na-approve na, no, previously. Kaya kung magkakaroon ng subsequent issuances, hindi na kailangan pa ng subsequent approval ulit, okay, ng ating stockholders. But, as specified in the corporation law, yung letter B at letter C, hindi pwedeng agad-agad na board lang ang gagawa niyan. So, kailangan pa rin ng concurrent approval ng stockholders. Yung iba dito ang nagiging duda pa, sir, ang nakalagay lang po kasi doon sa corporation code ay 2/3 vote of the stockholders lang. No, kailangan ba talaga ng majority ng board of directors? The answer there will be yes. No, kasi there will be no issuance of the shares to begin with without a board approval. No, dahil board ang nagde-decide to issue additional shares of stock. So necessarily, lagi talagang merong board approval bago ka humingi, no, ng confirmation ng stockholders. Kaya hindi naman laging stockholder, or rather, hindi ko ma-imagine kung paano mo gagawin yan na stockholders lang na ang gagawa, no, with regards to the issuance of the shares. So number 12 will be letter A. Yes, letter A. Number 13, Ceylon Corporation Law. So a stockholder may exercise his appraisal right in all of the following instances except none is an exception. Okay, eto nga, pag mergers, consolidation, disposal of all the assets, and amendments to the articles of incorporation. Ang idadagdag mo na lang din dito ay kapag mag-i-invest in another corporation. Okay, yan ang magiging complete na listahan natin kung saan pwedeng mag-exercise ng appraisal right. And again, this will be on a stockholder in an ordinary stock corporation. Kasi kung ang pinag-uusapan natin ay stockholder in a closed corporation, in this case, any grounds, no? Kasi lagay any instances talaga na pwede siya mag-exercise ng appraisal right. Kaya in both preemptive and appraisal rights, sinasabi nga natin na the rights of a stockholder in a closed corporation is broader if not absolute. No, kasi sa preemptive right naman, walang exception. No? Laging may preemptive right ang ating stockholder sa closed corp. Kapag appraisal right naman, kahit anong grounds, hindi na limited lang sa mga ito. Yun nga lang yung amendment natin dito is either to extend or shorten the corporate term or magkakaroon nito ng effect with regards the rights, no, of our stockholders. Kaya kung kunwari amendment lang ng name, no, ng corporation, amendment ng principal place of business, walang appraisal right with regards to that. No, and again, yung appraisal right nga natin, ini-exercise ito, sinasabi natin, this is the loser's right. No, dahil supposedly natalo ka sa botohan and ayaw mo nang mag-participate sa corporation na kung saan ka natalo, no? Kaya it will entail a major change in the corporation before you can exercise the appraisal right. Kaya number 13 will be letter D. Number 14, so the alternate certification of the audited FS will be done by the president and the treasurer. No, ito nga medyo significant amendment din kasi dati, no, ay president and responsible officer. No, or rather, president or responsible officer lang, no? Isa lang. Ngayon dalawa na ang magiging requirement na yung president and treasurer. Kung nalilito lang kayo in comparison with other companies, ito nga, CEO is the current modern term na ginagamit natin for the president and CFO naman ang ginagamit natin na modern term for the treasurer. No? But under the corporation code, president and treasurer pa rin yung nakalagay na positions. And again, kailan pinapayagan yung alternative certification natin? Depende sa total assets or the total liabilities. Kung yan ay hindi naman lalagpas ng 600,000 pesos. No? Papayagan na yung alternate certification na alternate from the independent CPA. Okay, kasi general rule pa rin natin is the independent CPA. Pero yun nga, pag nag-qualify, pwedeng president and treasurer na lamang. So, ito lang yung isa sa mga bagay na pwede nating ma-miss out, no, kung sakali. Now, number 15, okay, a merger or consolidation will require the concurrence of the stockholders. If a special meeting was called for that purpose, what will be the required notice period? 1 week din. Na kasi kung merger or consolidation yan, ang notice requirement natin dito will be the same na. Okay, in any stockholders meeting. Okay, kaya kung sakali nga na ang meeting natin ay special, then yung 2 weeks ang mag-a-apply. Okay, or 1 week rather. And kapag yan ay regular meeting, then in that case, yung ating 21 days. No? Ito nga lang, iingatan nyo pa na 1 week ang term na ginagamit ng Corporation Code for the special meetings, 21 days ang ginagamit ng ating Corporation Code sa regular meeting. Kasi historically, again, no, there was a question before na nasa choices ng special meeting notice ay 1 week or 7 days. Na kaya nga makikita mo diyan yung minsan yung hindi mo na alam or gets talaga kung ano bang problema ng BOA. No, dahil pareho lang naman yung 1 week at 7 days. Wala namang pinagkaiba yan in whatever universe, no? It's the same thing. Okay? Pero apparently nagmamatter pa yung wording mismo, no, na ginagamit ng batas. Kaya din ito, kapag kayo ay nalilito na iba na yung nasa, rather, kung may choice kayo, no, between one that is provided for in the provision of the law and one that is provided in your notes, susundin natin yung wording ng batas. Na talagang yan ang magiging general rule natin that will lean towards our, what do you call this, the verbatim provision of the law. Like for example, no, yung sa deaf mutes. Okay? Kasi from an application perspective, talagang deaf mutes para maging incapacitated ay dapat unable to read and write. No, kasi ganun yung concept nga na hindi sila makakapag-communicate. Pero ang nasa batas ay not able to write lang ang nakalagay. So kung parehong nasa choices na may not able to write tapos may not able to read and write, anong pipiliin natin? Yung not able to write. Okay? Kasi yun ang nakalagay sa verbatim provision ng batas, no? And nagkakaroon nga ng ganyang tendency si BOA na minsan wala naman ng pinagkaiba if you apply it in real life, no? Pero kailangan pa rin natin maging maingat kasi sayang pa rin yung magiging 1 point, no? It can spell out, no, na ikaw ay magiging top notcher or mawawala ka sa top 10, di ba? Sayang din. Dahil lang nagmatigas ka. Na, na sa totoong buhay naman, okay lang yan. Ganon din naman sa totoong buhay. Wag muna, no? Kapag nagtatrabaho ka na, tsaka na natin gawin totoong buhay dahil nga ang board exam ay kathang isip lang. Okay, ito ay ating guni-guni, gawa-gawa lang to ng Illuminati. Number 15 will be letter A. Number 16, so the following do not apply to a one-person corporation except letter A. Na kasi meron pa ring articles na dadagdagan lang ito ng name, residence, okay, and nationality. Ayan. Okay, ng ating nominee. Okay, and alternate nominee. Na kung sakali lang din na yan ay trust, okay, or estate, kailangan din nating ilagay dito kung sino yung magiging administrator or executor ng trust or ng estate rather, or yung ating trustee. Okay, or fiduciary for that matter. Yan lang ang nadadagdag, no? Pero meron pa rin. Again, bakit walang bylaws kapag one-person corp? Kasi nga yung bylaws natin are internal rules of government. No, na kapag mag-aaway-away ang mga stockholders, ang directors, ang officers sa bylaws tayo titingin kung paano nila aawayin ng isa't isa ng legal. Okay? Pero kung ikaw ay one-person corp, again, ikaw ay sole stockholder. Okay? Ikaw na rin ay sole director, ikaw na rin kagad ang president, no? Kaya hindi mo kailangan ng bylaws nga para awayin ang sarili mo. Hindi mo na kailangan ng bylaws pa, no? Awayin mo na lang agad, okay? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan pa ng rules kung paano mo yan gagawin. And yung minutes of the meeting nga natin, hindi na applicable kasi nga sole director ka lang, no? Kaya hindi mo na kailangan pa ng minutes kapag kung ano para isulat kung ano yung napag-usapan mo. Na hindi na kailangan kasi nga ikaw lang mag-isa yung nagde-deliberate niyan. Kaya dito, ang nagiging substitute na nga lang natin ay yung minutes resolution. Um, yes, minutes resolution. Minutes book rather. Yan. Okay, ang term na ginagamit, no? Kasi hindi na nakalista kung ano pa yung napag-usapan. Okay, kailangan na lang kung ano yung mga resolutions adopted, okay, by our sole director. Kaya nga, lagi nang sinasabi dyan, kapag may nagsasalita mag-isa, wag mong guguluhin kasi baka merong board meeting. No, baka may board meeting, tas one person corp lang siya. Or baka may stockholders meeting na rin siya, concurrent na. No, kaya wag mo siyang uistorbohin. Hindi na rin applicable ang authorized capital stock, no, considering that there's only one stockholder. Kaya wala nang concept ng maximum capital, maximum number of shares na mag-a-apply pag one person corp ang pinag-uusapan natin. So number 16 will be letter A. Number 17, if a director dies, the revised corporation requires that the vacancy must be filled up 45 days. Ang magiging sagot natin dito. Ito lang kasi, ang kadalasan nagiging focus natin ay yung question on who will fill up. Okay? Kaya nakakalimutan na natin kadalasan kung ano yung period. No? Dahil bago yan under the revised corporation code, walang ganyan dati. Okay? And ito nga yung for all others no, na causes natin. Kasi kung removal or increase in the number of the board of directors, ang required natin dito ay within the same meeting ng mga stockholders, no? Kung kailan nag-remove, kung kailan din nag-increase ng board of directors. Pero kapag expiration of term, ang cost natin, this will be on or before, okay, the expiration. Okay, ang magiging period. All other cases na where the board will be the one to fill up dahil may quorum pa sila, 45 days. Kaya ang period provided for by law. So again, reminder lang, baka makalimutan natin to dahil nakafocus tayo lagi doon sa ating who will fill up na question. So number 17 will be letter C. Number 18, insurable interest will be required to exist both at the happening of the risk insured against and at the time the contract was entered into. Again, only in property insurance. No? Kasi dito, sa life insurance natin, only when the contract was entered into lang required. No? Kung wala ka ng insurable interest, by the time na mangyari yung event, no, which is death usually, makaka-recover ka pa rin. No? Kasi nga, required to exist lang at the time it was entered into, but not at the time the risk actually happens. But in property insurance, required at both instances. In fact, sabi natin, if the insurable interest in the property is transferred, no, pero yung interest in the insurance ay nasa iyo pa rin, no, nagkakaroon tayo ng suspension kasi dapat laging magkasama sa iisang tao. Okay? Magkasama sa isang tao unless it is actually prohibited, magiging void na yung insurance. No, kung sakaling prohibited yung pag-transfer ng interest in the property. So number 18 will be letter B. Number 19, so a motor vehicle liability insurance will be classified under casualty. Na ito nga very specific tayo pag marine insurance yung merong perils of the sea, okay? And yung perils of the ship. And again, pag perils of the sea, kadalasan ito ay related to navigation. No, kaya lahat yung binibitbit, yung barkong magbibitbit, no, yung mga docks, okay, or pier, even yung mga bridges, tunnels, kahit mga inland waters covered na. Ang medyo kakaiba lang dyan na parang out of place, no, na naka-marine insurance ay kapag meron mga jewelries or precious metals. Kasi ito yung nakalagay na whether or not they are in transit. Okay, kaya nga sabi natin, ang weird ng pagpasok dyan. Kasi paano kung yung mga alahas mo nasa bahay lang? Pwede mo bang kunin ng marine insurance? Pwede na. No, kahit nasa bahay mo lang yan. Eh, ang bahay mo nasa bundok, wala namang dagat, kahit na. No, pwede pa rin. Kaya medyo nagiging weird lang. Pag perils of the ship, again, yung liability, no, relative to the ship itself. Okay, like related to ownership, to maintenance, to operations, no, yung liability. Okay, na ang kino-cover natin dito. Pag fire insurance, sabi natin ito yung avatar. Okay, na master of all four elements. So basta yan ay acts of God, no? Technically, or even acts of men, I suppose, no? Basta ang idea dito parang calamities. Okay, kaya ang nakalagay enumerate dyan sa batas ay merong fire, may earthquake, may lightning, may windstorm, no? Kaya nga, kahit hindi naman nakalagay dyan, like for example, volcanic eruption, pwede ba? Pwede. No? Basta nga, all four elements yan, fire insurance ang kino-cover natin, kaya siya avatar. No? Si Ang yan, the master of all four elements. And all others na property insurance pa rin, pero hindi na-classified. Okay, as marine or fire, yan yung pumapasok sa casualty. Kaya ngayong casualty insurance natin ay medyo catch-all na property insurance na ang requirement kasi hindi na cover ng marine, hindi na cover ng fire na para mag-fall under casualty insurance. So number 19 will be letter C. Number 20, so one organized by farmers, marginal farmers, majority of which are agrarian reform beneficiaries given na kagad. So agrarian reform. Okay, ang magiging sagot natin dito. No, again, itong dalawa medyo magka-relate magka-relate. Pero ang magiging difference mo ito, ang nagiging focus natin is on the activity. Ito yung merong definition nakalagay may living organisms. Okay, etong agrarian reform nga natin ay nakafocus sa members, ne? Kung bakit siya nag-classify as such, na. And again, reminder natin ito na kapag ang question natin ay mga types of cooperatives, na tiwala ka na lang talaga sa kung ano ang nakikita mo doon sa definition. Okay, kasi eto nga yung kadalasan pag nakita mo masyadong obvious, tapos sasabihin mo pa, hala, masyadong obvious, no? Hindi ito yan kasi may twist to dapat, may twist to dapat, no? Hindi mo talaga matanggap. Dahil sa training mo nga sa financial accounting sa undergrad, dapat lahat may twist. Pagdating mo tuloy dito, lahat din gusto mo may twist. Na? Pero pag types of cooperative, very straightforward. Again, ang reminder lang na kailangan mag-ingat ka, itong agriculture at agrarian reform. Okay, yung producers cooperative natin, kasama din dyan kasi yan yung manufacturing, trading, yung ating consumer cooperative and marketing cooperative. No? Kasi yan yung tatlo na medyo related sa isa't isa, and yung ating credit cooperative, cooperative bank at financial service, no. Itong tatlong ito, credit cooperative, co-op bank at financial service, yan ang tatlong pinaka closely related, no, and most confusing among all the types of cooperative. Kaya yan yung iingatan mo. Pero all the others are quite straightforward, no. Kaya ang iingatan nyo na nga lang dyan ay dapat makontrol nyo inyong kapraningan. Kasi nga gumagamit tayo lagi ng professional skepticism na wag niyo nang gagamitin yan kapag ito ay types of cooperative. No, yan ang inyong reminder. Nakakatawa lang kasi ngayon na tayo nag-special pre-week na kaya yung ibang mga dating nag-e-exam, nagme-message talaga sila lagi na, "Sir, naririnig ko po yung boses niyo 'no, na parang habang nag-e-exam ako, naririnig ko na kaya yun ang bumubulong 'no." Kaya parang ang feeling ko nga nun, ano ba ako, multo? Kaya na talagang may pagpaparamdam habang nag-e-exam na pero ngayon ang maririnig niyo na ay ni-remind 'to, ay ni-remind 'to. Na gano'n ang magiging reminders natin. Kaya mag-ano, kayo mag-alala pagdating sa board exam, mag-aaparasyon pa rin ako para sa inyo, 'no, para i-remind kayo kung ano yung mga magiging sagot. Maririnig at maririnig niyo pa rin ako. Wala kayong choice diyan, 'no. Sana lang 'wag yung boses ko sa isip niyo, yung boses ko yung paos. 'Di ba? Kaya nga ngayon, hirap na hirap 'pag naririnig yung defying gravity, hirap na hirap pa rin akong mag-control, eh, na parang dahil nga paus-paus pa rin from all the classes, oh, 'di ba? Kaya from all the classes hindi pa rin nakaka-recover. So number 20 will be letter C, ayan. Number 21, so a minimum of 10% of the net surplus will be required to be set aside by the cooperative after 5 years of operations with regards the reserve fund. Na ito nga, reminder din kasi kadalasan talaga ito natatanong. Yan na nga yung ating acronym dito with regards the necessary funds. Okay, again, hindi ko sinasama dito yung R na remaining surplus, no? Yung panglima. Kasi literal to na wala namang percentage. Okay, literal na kung anong matitira. So, Reco, again, 10, 10, 3, 7. Na ang tatandaan natin dyan. At dito nga, minimum, maximum, minimum, maximum. But again, with regards the reserve fund, nagiging 10% lang siya after 5 years na. Dahil for the first 5 years, ito ay naka 50% pa. Okay, so yan lang, no? Dahil natatanong yan, kadalasan means, or rather dati, natanong pa to na problem type. Kaya yung question. Kaya kailangan you stick to the 10, 10, 3, 7 na dahil hindi yan ibibigay sa board exam, no? Kaya you need to remember the 10, 10, 3, 7. Kaya nga, RECO. Okay, or RECO, ang magiging acronym natin. Hindi na natin sinasama yung remaining surplus dahil wala naman siyang percentage, no? Pero, pwede nyo naman kung gusto nyo, if that works for you, no? Kasi ayoko lang din yung tunog na pa, record, 'di ba? Baka mamaya sumayaw ka pa habang inaalala mo 'yan habang nasa cooperatives ka. So number 21 will be letter A. Number 22, the period to claim with the PDIC for deposit insurance will be 2 years. Letter B. Na ito sinama lang din natin kasi yung mga administrative na parts ng PDIC baka hindi natin matandaan, no, na nakafocus lang tayo with regards the rules on determining the deposit liability. Okay? Ito rin, 2 years din tayo with regards the enforcement of the claim. Na yun nga lang yung bilang natin ng 2 years na ito ay from the filing of the claim. Kaya technically 4 years from the takeover. No, 4 years from the takeover ang requirement natin. And ang consequence nga niyan, pag hindi ka nakapag-file at nakapag-enforce within the necessary period, nagiging claim against the bank na lang siya. Na hindi na against the PDIC. Sasama ka na lang doon sa liquidation ng bangko. Okay? Pero yun nga, reminder pa rin na meron tayong 500,000 the maximum insurance with regards all individual accounts and all joint accounts will have a separate 500,000. No? Kaya technically up to 1 million ang pwede mong ma-recover. But again, dapat ikaw ang beneficial owner for the individual accounts at sa ating mga joint accounts naman, hindi nagmamatter kung anong klaseng joint account yan, pero bawat joint account ay naka 500,000 insurance lang din. No, kaya hindi lumalagpas, no? Kahit kunwari naka 800,000 yung balanse, 400,000 ang share mo, 250 lang ang magiging insured doon. Dahil na yung 800,000 account nyo hanggang 500 lang din. Okay? Kaya yan yung mga kadalasang natatanong sa PDIC, pero wag natin kakalimutan yung administrative portions na pwede rin maging source ng question. So number 22 will be letter B. Number 23, ayan naman, naglo-load na naman siya, kinakabahan tuloy ako. Number 23, which of the following is a valid effect of non-compliance with the Truth in Lending Act? No, that will be letter D lang. Okay, again, walang effect ito with the underlying transaction. Hindi bayad ang utang, hindi bayad yung binili, hindi nagkakaroon ng effect with regards to the validity of the loan transaction. Civil liability lang ang nagiging consequence ng non-compliance with the Truth in Lending Act, at ito nga yung ating 100 pesos or twice the finance charge. Okay? Pero maximum 2,000 pesos lang. Kaya ang magiging penalty dito. No, pero yes. Okay, letter D. No, ang magiging sagot natin yan nga lang yung amount. Actually, hindi ko nga alam bakit sinama pa tong Truth in Lending Act eh. No, kasi hindi naman din talaga ganun ka-material ang consequence niya. Kung ikaw ay auditor na, talaga magmamatter pa ba yan, no? Dahil hindi naman, kung ganyan lang naman na nagiging consequence ng non-compliance, no? Minsan bida-bida lang talaga, may maisama lang na topic. Okay, pero number 23 will be letter D. Dahil tayo ay mga pawang mortal lang, wala tayong magagawa. Number 24. So, covered transactions are required to be reported within 5 working days. Na ito nga kapag suspicious ang ating transaction natin, yung naka next working day na kasi ni-require na ng AMLA ito 2021, no, nung binago. Dati kasi pareho silang 5 working days, pero ngayon yung suspicious transaction natin naka next working day na. And again, pag covered transactions, ito yung mga triggered lang ng amounts. Okay? Sa amounts lang tayo dito. Okay? At yung amount nga natin dyan in one banking day supposedly exceeds 500,000. Kapag casino, ang pinag-uusapan natin exceeds 5 million. At kapag ito yung mga real estate related like brokers and agents exceeding 7.5 million. Now, wala nang ibang i-consider pa. Hindi katulad naman pag suspicious transactions, judgmental ka lang. No? Na may suspicion kasi na baka galing sa unlawful activities. No? So, yan ang magiging, and again, kapag pareho, na covered transaction na suspicious transaction pa at the same time, na we report it as suspicious transaction na lamang. Okay, suspicious transaction na lang. So 24 will be letter C. Number 25, the right of attribution in copyright. No, ito yung right natin na kapag merong kinote na ikaw ang nagsabi ay dapat sinasabing sa'yo galing. Okay, kaya hindi talaga pwede yung CTTO, no, yung mga kita mo sa post na kadalasan nilalagyan na ng CTTO, no, dapat nilalagay natin yan sinong nagsabi, no, at yan yung right of attribution, moral right, ang magiging sagot natin dito, no. And bakit hindi applicable yung letter C at letter D? Kasi ito nga yung right natin that exist rather in perpetuity. No, kaya aside from no remembering the terms of protection on our three intangible properties, no, yung intellectual property natin na copyright, patent, and trademark, remember din yung periods or yung klase ng rights na meron tayo. Sa economic right naman, yan yung mga kadalasan ay magiging entitled ka to royalties. Okay? So yan yung nako-cover talaga ng periods provided for by law. No? Pero pag right of attribution, moral right that exists in perpetuity. Kaya nga hanggang ngayon, na pag nakikita mo pa rin may kinote na sinabi ni Socrates, Aristotle, no? Ilang libong taon na ang nakaraan nung sila ay nabuhay pero binabanggit pa rin natin. No? Kasi nga may right of attribution pa rin sila. Yun nga lang hindi ko na alam sino ng descendant nila na pwede mag-enforce no, ng karapatan na iyan. So number 25 will be letter A. Number 26, so a person's grade in law subjects while taking up BS accountancy will be considered will be letter B na hindi yan sad information. Okay? Kasi pagdating sa actual board exam, dyan natin babawiin yung mabababang grades natin sa RFBT on the undergrad dahil mas prepared tayo ngayon. No? Considering na kahit yung mga first time nating na-encounter during the review na ay inaral nating mabuti and inaral natin comprehensively. No? Kaya dapat hindi yan magiging sad information. But yes, ito yung galing sa inyong pre-board. Na nakita ko nga to sa ibang pre-board eh. Sa ibang review school na, no, sinend na lang sa akin. Sabi ko, okay lang yan. Wala namang problema kung kasi I make my own questions, no? I make my own questions with regards to pre-board exams. Okay, so may copyright ako supposedly over my questions. Pero okay lang yan. No, kung talaga nakakatulong naman yan sa nakararami kahit paggamitin ng lahat ng reviews ko yung mga questions na yan. Hinihintay ko lang wala pa rin lumalabas na Mora de la Torre. No, yung question ko on Mora de la Torre. Tsaka ano pa ba yung isa? Sa Dolo ng Walang Hanggan, 'no? Yan yung mga choices natin na hindi ko pa nakikita. Pero ito parang binago. Yung Lola Remedios, yes, 'no? Yan yung mga questions natin na inaantay ko pero binabago nila, eh, 'no? At least kahit papaano, 'no? Katulad nito binago lang yung choices, binago yung letter D. But eto, with regards Data Privacy Act, sensitive personal information, ito yung mga ito muna ang personal. Okay, pag personal information basta related to identity. Now, whether by itself or taken with other information will establish identity. So, mukha mo, pangalan mo, address, telephone number, email, mga personal information yan. Pag sensitive personal information, likely to cause damage. Okay, to our data subject, no? Kaya yung mga health records, no, yung mga sexual records, sex life, okay, or the lack thereof. Ayan, kaya dahil nga busy-busy kayong mag-aral, no? Kaya saka na lang muna yung pagjojowa. Okay, focus na lang muna. Kung ikaw ay iniwanan ng jowa mo this close to the board exam, no? Huwag ka na lang muna malungkot. Gamitin mo 'yan para sa kalakasan mo, no? Sabihin mo, papasa ka ng board exam para pag nagkita kayo sa susunod, sasabihin mo sa kanya, ito nga pala yung sinayang mo. No, ito nga pala yung sinayang mo. Okay? Sinangag na. Ito nga pala yung sinaing mo. Sinangag na siya ngayon. Okay? Kaya, yan yung mga likely to cause no, damage to our data subject. And pag privileged information dahil established by law, as such or by the rules of court. No, although yan nga yung mga nai-encounter natin na meron kang auditor client, lawyer client, okay, or attorney client, merong priest confessor, meron tayo diyang marital privilege information, and meron tayong doctor patient. Na ang goal nga natin sa privilege information kasi is to make them confidential, no, para magkaroon ng full disclosure. Okay, ang mga parties that will be involved. Ano daw tong iba? Yung photo po ba personal info? Yes, no? Because it establishes, basta nandun yung mukha mo. Baka naman photo lang yan ng kamay mo, ng likod mo. Hindi na yan personal info. No? Basta it will establish identity. Unless siguro may balat ka sa kamay mo, nakalagay talaga yung pangalan mo. No? Yan, pwede rin. Kaya maging personal info. Yung managers check nyo din na question, sir. Pinalitan suggested answer. O, diba? Okay lang yan. No issues naman. No, I don't mind it. I will not issue and I will not create any issues about it. No, walang magiging legal actions tungkol dyan. No, kasi if it will be helpful naman in establishing the conceptual idea no of the question, then why not, 'di ba? Kasi hindi naman tayo nakapagturo sa lahat. Okay, pero hangga't kaya naman na makatulong in any way, then why not, 'di ba? So, good karma na lang. Yan na lang inaantay natin dyan, good karma. So, grade sa FAR. O, di sad din pag FAR. Na, ito lang fun fact. Sa totoo lang, financial accounting din ang favorite ko ng undergrad. Lahat ng subject ko ng financial accounting ay uno. No, lahat talaga 'yan. I have the best professors there, Dean Empleo, Dean Cruz, no, grabe talaga yung aral ko ng financial accounting. Kaya din siguro pagdating ko ng actual board exam, ODPRAB ang pinakamataas kong grade. No, sa board exam ang ODPRAB ko ay 96. Okay, ang pinakamababa ko ay BLT, Business Law and Taxation, 79. No, kaya nung tinanong ako sa SGV, sabi, why tax? No, bakit daw tax ang pipiliin ko na practice? Sabi ko, because I want to challenge myself. No, it's the lowest grade that I have, and everybody's already going to financial audit. No, and apparently I'm good at it because I have 96 in the board exam, 'di ba? Pero etos lang 'yun kasi pinakain kami. No, tapos sabi doon sa orientation, kapag sa tax daw, ang outing mas malayo. Nag-out of the country, hindi katulad kapag sa audit daw, nagbabatangas, Laguna, no? Lahat parang within the area lang. Sa tax daw yung malayo, lumilipad pa. And as a fresh passer, yun talaga yung pangarap ko. No, na talaga makapagbiyahe. Kaya medyo, eto naman, thankful to Lord, na talaga medyo nakakaluwag-luwag na, nakakabiyahe tayo kung kailan natin gusto. No? Kaya magtatrabaho muna pag nasa Manila or nasa Pilipinas para ma-stress. No? At saka mo gagamiting dahilan yan at yung sinweldo mo, no, from that stress para makabiyahe. Para makabiyahe. So it's an endless cycle na babiyahe ka para mawala yung stress, babalik ka sa trabaho para kumita lang ulit na may pambiyahe ka ulit, no? Pampatanggal ng stress na binuo nung trabaho. Parang true po yan sa SGV hanggang ngayon. Alin? Yung may pakain. At saka, yung biyahe. Yes. Na nakikita ko pa rin yun. Na at least naman kahit papaano umaabot na ng Boracay, Palawan, ganun. Pero yung mga nakikita ko kasi sa tax pa rin talaga katulad niyan. Yung dati kong cluster sa Reyes Takandong, nag-ano sila, Japan. No? Japan sila nag-outing. The other one, parang nag-Singapore. Nakakaluwag-luwag na. Hindi na gano'n kahirap, sir. Grabe naman kasi talaga dati. No, na talagang kung magkano yung sinweldo mo, every time dati na nung nasa auditing firm ako, every time na ako ay susweldo, na ang sweldo ay mahahalintuid mo talaga sa sibuyas. Okay? Kasi every time na susweldo ka, nakakaiyak habang hinahati-hati mo siya, no, sa lahat ng mga bayarin. Kaya talaga nakakaiyak, 'no, 'pag ikaw ay sumusweldo ta's nakikita mo na kung saan siya mapupunta. Kaya medyo thankful naman tayo na kahit papaano hindi na gano'n, na hindi na tayo talaga paycheck to paycheck. Naging financially smart din, 'no, na talagang nakakapagtabi. Kaya may separate funding for that. Diyos ko, yung makikita niyo lang yung Excel file ko talaga ng mga bills ko every month, na talagang lahat very detailed. Meron pa akong talagang moving net worth per per month. Para na monitor ko din, just in case na maglo-loan ako ulit sa bangko dahil bumili nga kami ng bahay, hindi, bumili kami ng lupa, magpapatayo kami ng bahay. Tas ito nga yung mga gastusin sa kasal and all. Anyway, sa number 26 will be letter D. Ang dami ng kinuwento. Number 27, okay, an acknowledgement, ayan, of receipt of an electronic document or electronic message will be required, no? If it is an in agreement lang. Okay, there's no requirement of the law na dapat meron kang acknowledgement receipt only when the parties agree to it. Pero hindi naman dito kasi kailangan no, na laging required pre, no, na pre-agreement. Okay, or pre-stipulated yung acknowledgement receipt na ito. Ang requirement dyan ay pwedeng sabihin din ng originator. Na ito lang ang nagpamali dito. Dapat originator. Kaya ang magre-request. Pero ilalagay niya rin kasi dyan yung magiging consequences. No? Nasasabihin niya, please acknowledge receipt. Okay? If not, I will take it as if it was not received. No? Ganun yung magiging consequences, no, na hinahanap natin. Kung saan magiging required na rin yung acknowledgement receipt natin. No? But there's no requirement of the law. No? That there must be an acknowledgement receipt when it comes to electronic documents or data messages. But again, I would suggest na ang focus nga natin dito with regards sa e-commerce law ay yung concept natin ng functional equivalence. na every time kakailanganin ng batas na yan ay in writing, okay? Or whether the in writing requirement will be for validity, for enforceability, or for convenience, no? Ay mamimit na yan ng electronic document or electronic data message, no? At yan nga ang nagiging focal point nitong batas na ito, no? To give legal recognition with regards to electronic document or data message as functional equivalents, okay, of the hard copies, no, as we would normally refer to them. So 27 will be letter A. Number 28, so the processing of complex transactions will be a maximum of, okay, that will be 7 working days. Ito nga, 3, 7, 20. Ang idadagdag mo na lang yung 45. Yung ating 3 sa simple, yung 20 with regards highly technical. Okay? Or ito yung sinasabi nga nating may danger to the public. Okay? And 45 yung kailangan pa ng approval ng sanggunian under the Ease of Doing Business Act. So yan yung mga tatandaan. And 7 yung complex. Ayan, sige, para makompleto na. Okay, kasi yung iba nagsi-screenshot lang eh. So nakakahiya naman sabihin, ano ba yan? Hindi pa kinumpleto. Ito na po. Pasensya na. Okay? So yan, no, yung magiging periods that you need to remember or okay, as provided in the Citizens Charter, whichever is shorter. Citizens Charter. Okay, whichever is shorter. Okay, pero kaya technically ito na yung magiging maximum processing time, no, as required by the Ease of Doing Business Act. Okay? Sir, ako po nag-file ako kunwari yan, nag-request ako ng um, birth certificate ko, no? Tapos umabot siya ng 5 working days. Eh di ba simple transaction lang dapat siya? No, 3 working days lang. Huwag mo nang problemahin yan. Pagdating sa board exam, dito lang tayo sa technical. No? Again, pag yung totoong buhay, wag muna. No? Saka na natin yan po problema. Katulad niya yung iba nagtatanong, Sir, akala ko ba ang DST on certifications ay 30 pesos lang? No, bakit nung nag-apply po ako sa PRC, ang binayaran ko 50? No, yung 20 pesos doon, kurakot na. Okay, kurakot na. 30 lang ang nakalagay sa tax code. So, yun pa rin ang susundin mo, no? Kapag tinanong nga yan sa board exam. Okay, saka na yung mga pangtotoong buhay. 28 will be letter C. Number 29, this shall be provided by the employer at a minimum rate of 10%. That will be your night shift differential. Ito nga, reminder ulit tayo sa rates. Pag overtime pay, 25. Kapag regular day, 30% naman ito kapag holiday. Hindi na nagmamatter yan kung special or regular holiday man. And kapag rest day. Okay, holiday pay natin kapag ito ay regular holiday. Sige, dito na lang. Regular holiday at ito ay worked. Okay, magiging 200%. Kapag ito ay not worked, magiging 100% pa rin. May bayad pa rin. Pag special holiday naman, ito yung pag-work lang. Ang meron tayo na additional 30%, kapag rest day 30%. Pero pag ito pinagsama natin na rest day na special holiday mo pa 50. Okay? So yan, ang magiging kompletong rates, no, na kailangan mo tandaan, and generally nga magpapatong-patong na lang yan. Okay? Pag natanong man ito sa board exam natin. So ito yung magiging reminder nyo. Buray ko nga ito, baka magkalituhan pa. Yan. Okay, magiging reminder natin with regards to the rates, no, for our labor law. Sa totoo lang, yung rates na yan are provided in the labor code. In law school, nadidiscuss din yan, no, but not in a manner by which we approached it. Okay, for purposes of the board exam. Kasi ang focus more on the labor law pagdating sa law school is on dismissal. Okay, kaya itong labor standards hindi naman talaga natatanong. No, hindi ito natatanong sa bar. Okay, pero sa board yan ang focus kasi yan lang ang kinover, which is under book 3 of the labor code. Na kaya nga talagang mas magaling talaga ang accountant kaysa sa abogado, sa totoo lang. Okay, accountant pa rin tayo. Tsaka tingnan nyo nga yun sa coverage lang ng board exam ng tax na ang accountant sa CPA board exam covered ang DST at excise. Na pagdating mo sa bar exams naman, na since time immemorial, the DST and excise tax are never covered. No? Nakalagay talaga lagi sa syllabus na excluding DST and excise. Pero in 2019, sabi ng BOA, aba, isama natin sa CPA board exam. No? Kaya mas magaling talaga ang accountant kesa sa ano, sa abogado. Kasi nga ito yung may mga ganyan pang May mga ganyan pang coverage siya, puro rates lang naman 'no, puwede mo namang i-research na 'yan 'pag nagtatrabaho ka na. Gaya ayun sabi, "Narinig niyo ba BOA? Pakitanggal please, may time pa." Naku, kung nakikinig po kayo BOA, I love you. Baka hindi na ako makapag-renew ng CPA license pero okey lang naman. Sa review school naman walang required accreditation, eh, kaya hindi naman pala ako under regulatory powers ng BOA. Pero hi po, 'yan, hello. Friends po tayo, friends. Pakibaitan po 'no at ayus-ayusin natin yung ating trabaho. Na focus lang tayo sa importante, dapat ang board exam pang entry level lang po na CPA. Number 29 will be letter A. Number 30, so the following are entitled to the monthly pension except letter A. Na anong nagpamali dito sa letter A natin ito dahil dapat 120. Okay, ito I wanted you to have a reference na lang din na again with regards death. Okay, benefits 36 ang minimum requirements with regards disability na 36 din ang minimum contributions required no yung 120 natin sa retirement lang. Okay, kaya nagpamali sa letter A no pero yan na nga yung minimum contributions required to be entitled to the monthly pension baka masyado kayo nakafocus dun sa formula no and ito nga sige reminder nyo na rin yung lalo na yung formula number 1 no, na lagi ngang ito kasi yung pinaka-challenging tandaan sa lahat dahil sobrang haba. Okay, ayan. Credited years of service minus 10. Oh, first formula. Pero in order to be entitled to the monthly pension, you must have at least 120 monthly contributions for retirement. Okay, for death, at least 36. Okay, for disability, at least 36. In all cases na yan ay below laging lump sum. Okay, laging lump sum na ang benefit na matatanggap natin. Okay, for SSS law. And that no will be our special pre-week. No, a few short reminders with regards all of the topics that we have covered, okay, for purposes of the board exam. Para ma-reinforce lang natin kasi dito kadalasan na nagiging challenge pa rin, no, ay yung duda mo sa sarili mo. Okay, kasi feeling mo na parang ay wala akong maalala. Bakit hindi ko yan maalala? Bakit parang hindi ko yan nabasa? No, pero that's not unusual. It usually tends to get overwhelming because most of the time you try to remember everything all at the same time. No, na gusto mo talaga maalala lahat-lahat agad. Okay? Pero remember that the board exam will actually help you remember kasi magmamatter yung question. No? At yung question talaga ang magti-trigger. Okay? Para maalala mo yung tanong or maalala mo yung concept, no? Kaya you don't need to remember everything all at the same time and this is what we did in order for you to be reminded of that. Na hopefully pagdating sa actual na board exam, mananatili yung tiwala nyo sa sarili nyo at yung tiwala ninyo sa higher power. No? Na talagang pinaghandaan nyo to and ang lagi ko nga sinasabi sa mga reviewees, you are more ready than you think. No? And this is for you. Okay, you prepared for this, you worked hard for this, and this will happen. No? Because you've worked hard for it and prepared for it accordingly. Kasi wala naman talagang binibigay lang sa atin as handouts. Lahat talaga ay pinaghirapan at kayo ay naghirap na. Okay? Kaya kailangan na lang natin na i-take, no? Para sigurado talaga na may chance tayo pumasa or mailaban natin no yung ating inaral. I would suggest no ako before I take the exam, college days pa, I usually say a short prayer before starting the exams no and I would suggest you do that. Okay? Or kahit kung hindi ka naman kung ikaw ay atheist, wala yang problema no or whatever religion you are under, I would suggest you take a pause. No, it's just for me personally, the prayer actually works na ikaw ay pagbigay ng papel, hindi yung nagsasagot ka agad, nagbabasa ka agad. No, give it 5 seconds na pumikit ka lang, hinga ka malalim, no, or say a short prayer, okay, para lang ma-clear mo yung mind mo because the clearer mind you have is what will be helpful no in order for you to understand the questions better. Okay? Kasi kung ikaw alam mo nga lahat ng concepts pero bara-bara ka naman din magbasa or nagmamadali ka, yung magiging carelessness mo pa ang magiging problema. no? Kaya dapat malinaw ang pag-iisip natin habang tayo ay nag-exam, and that's what I usually pray for. No, hindi ko pinagdadasal na madali yung exam. Ang pinagdadasal ko ay maintindihan ko ang question ng tama, no, at maalala ko kung ano man ang aking naaral na. Kasi nga you have to trust, no, in your preparation and in yourself. Okay? As much as we trust in you, no. Kaya nga kahit eto, no, nag-special pre-week pa tayo. Ito nga, nasa Japan pa tayo. No, para lang masigurado nga natin that you will have all the necessary what do you call this, bullets, no, para magagamit ninyo pagdating sa actual na board exam. Okay? Ano, sir, under the FRIA po, does rehabilitation also apply to individual debtors? Yes. Okay, covered din yan. Thank you, Attorney C, sa testimonial dinner. Hi, Gilroy. Estudyante ko pa siya sa undergrad. Ano yung sabi ng iba? Salamat po. Thank you, thank you. Baka may question pa eh. Ala, bakit tumaas? Sorry po, sa authority po ba ng agent o sale of land, dapat po naka-public instrument in writing lang, dear. Doon ka pa rin pala. Alright, so wala naman na. But you can send questions. Huwag kayong mag-alala, hindi pa ako aalis agad-agad. No. Pero mukhang wala naman ng questions. Man, thank you everyone, no, for coming. Ayan, kahit sobrang aga. Okay, I understand yan, anong sobrang aga dyan sa Pilipinas. Ayan, sana mag-aaral kayo mabuti at hindi madali ang buhay dito sa abroad, no? Akala nyo ganun-ganun lang mamuhay dito. Napakahirap din, kaya aral kayo mabuti. Naging naging OFW pa. Sir, pag nakasuhan po ba ng estafa, makakasuhan pa rin ng BP22? Depende po yan sa biktima, no? Pero pwede. Okay, pwede both. Hi sir, yung settlement po ba ng PDIC 6 months or 2 years po? When you talk about the filing of the claim, it's 2 years. Settlement from the PDIC, that's 6 months. Okay, settlement ni PDIC. May questions po sa...
says 6 months or
Ano to? May questions po sa FB attorney. Grabe naman na nandito tayo ngayon. Sana dito mo na tinanong. Pupunta pa ako ng Facebook. Wala naman ako nakita. Hindi niya naman ako tinag. Sana dito mo na itanong para nakikita ko na hindi yung pupunta pa ako ng Facebook. Wala na. Wala nang question. Pangit pala ng camera ng ThinkPad, no? Mas maganda yung camera ng MacBook. Alright, sige. Kung wala na questions, I'll leave you to it, no? Para you can rest a little before your next subject. Ano bang next subject ninyo? Sino nga ba susunod, sir? Tax, ayan. Sir, yung sale of land po, yung in writing is for agency lang need. Yes, for validity. Na, but again, in writing for enforceability. Ayan. Sana hindi na tayo nalilito sa sale of land. Tama po ba na available rin po yung additional 30 days with no pay increase in case of miscarriage? Yes, applicable din. Pwede po pa-explain ulit kung ano po yung difference ng ultra vires at void acts. Void acts, no, are those that are declared by law as such or dahil nawawala yung mga essential elements. Ultra vires are those that are outside the powers of a corporation, no, na hindi kasama sa express, implied at incidental niya, but not necessarily illegal per se. What time po yung sunod na subject? That will be, anong oras natin? 9 a.m. Philippine time. Confirm ko lang po yung voting requirements for adoption of new bylaws. Okay? What do you mean adoption of new bylaws? You mean amendment? Okay? If it's adoption, it's first time. It's majority of the board, majority of the OCS. Yes. Now, pag bylaws, it's always majority. Now, ang instance lang ng 2/3 ang bylaws is to delegate. Okay? The power to amend. No, yun lang yung nagre-require ng 2/3. Pero, yes, all of the... And pre-incorporation adoption pala na naka all incorporators. No? But otherwise, majority lang lagi. Pa-clarify lang po yung 21, hindi po babaliktad yung CND po. Ano ba yan? Pupuntahan ko pa yung PowerPoint. 21. Oo nga. Yes. Dapat yung community muna bago yung optional. Thank you for that. Para maging reco. Hindi ko pala napansin. Sir, sa FRIA, biglang lumabas yung dami ng question. Kanina pa thank you na kayo eh. Ano to? Hindi ko... Ang bilis eh. Sa FRIA, under the process of rehabilitation, that is include natural, yes po, natural persons, individual debtors din ang tawag sa kanila. Covered din. Kahit sa rehab. Attorney sa obligations po, if a third person pays for the debtor and silent po yung problem as to whether may interest siya in the obligation or not, we assume wala. Okay, we assume walang interest unless sinabi yung role niya, no, in the principal obligation itself. Dapat hindi ka nag-a-assume ng interest, no? Ganun din sa mga crush yan. Kunwari nakita mo tumingin lang sa'yo, sabi mo, "Uy, mukhang may interest sa akin yun." Hindi, no? Ganun din tayo sa totoong buhay. Hindi ka mag-a-assume na may interest sa'yo yung tao. If on the 95th day po, nagka-miscarriage, may additional 60 days po ba for a total of 100? No. No, hindi na yon kasi ang idea pa rin diyan supposedly ay nakapag-avail ka na, no? Pero take note that the prenatal claim for maternity leave will be a maximum of 45 days lang, no? Kaya ang idea doon, nakapanganak ka na. Paano ka naman nakapanganak na tapos makukunan din at the same time? It doesn't happen. I don't know, it doesn't biologically happen. No, kasi 45 days before lang ng panganganak or scheduled date mo, no, ang pwede mong start, okay, ng pag-claim ng what do you call this, ng what do you call, na maternity leave, no? Kaya hindi nangyayari yung 95th day, no? Kasi supposedly, you count it, no, either from birth, okay, or pwede kang prenatal pero maximum 45 days lang yung prenatal na yan. Sir, yung sa SSS na supplemental allowance po na 1K for death, 154, disability, nawawala eh. Total lang po ba or kasama yung partial? Kasama din yung partial. Okay, for the supplemental, covered din sila. Ang nawawala lang sa partial compared sa total ay yung dependence allowance. Yun lang ang wala. So, yung option po ba ng 30 days leave without pay po applicable for delivery and miscarriage? Yes po. No, all members ang applicability ng 30 days na yan. Sir, if the contracts po ba nawawala? Ano yun? Nawala ah. Ay defective, like unenforceable and rescissible, and may valid sa choices, valid pa din po ba ang isasagot? Hindi po. Now, if the question asks for you to classify the contract, you are answer accordingly. Again, rescissible and voidable contracts being valid are legal effects. Okay? Legal effects lang. No? Pero when it comes to a question that asks you to classify the contract, you classify accordingly. No, hindi mo naman kasi may explain sa BOA. Nasasabihin mo, ay sir, valid yan until annulled, valid until rescinded. No? Kaya you classify accordingly. Okay, yun ang magiging sagot niyo dyan. Sir, kailan po nga po ulit na apply yung full reimbursement versus beneficial reimbursement? Full reimbursement will be applicable to third parties who will pay, okay, either with consent or pay because they have an interest in the performance of the obligation, okay, or in the fulfillment of the obligation. Okay, and sa delegasyon. Yan, sa delegasyon din kapag nagkaroon ng novation. Ay, Sir Nico, di ko masan yung question sa FB dito sa chat. Nasa messenger na. Sige po. Meron po bang violation na magkakos ng perpetual disqualification from being a director under the corporation code? Apparently, that will be involving administrative acts that will involve fraud, no? Kasi wala siyang period, and yung mga relevant disqualifications that will be committed in an equivalent foreign court. Okay? Kasi yun yung mga walang periods provided for by law. Attorney, regarding sa fruits po, pwede pong pa-clarify kung kanino napupunta in case of sale, obligation, conditional obligation. The fruits, whether that is under the law on sales or obligation, pertain to the transferee, no, which will be the creditor, or in a sale, that will be the buyer, okay, from the time the obligation to deliver arises. Okay, I suppose I hope that answers your question. Na sir, kailan po na-acquire juridical personality ng partnership at corporation? Partnership upon perfection pa lang. Na talagang consensual nga. So whenever the partnership exists, may juridical personality na. Pag corporation, generally from the issuance of the certificate of registration. Kapag po ba nagkaroon ng delegasyon, wala na pong liability si original debtor, meron pa rin, no? Yan nga yung supposedly kung sakali na insolvent na yung new debtor, and kung sakali na existing na, no? Or existing na ang insolvency and either publicly known or alam, no, ng original debtor na insolvent nga. Okay, pwede pa siyang mag-liability. Attorney, sorry, clarify ko lang po ulit. Is my understanding correct? Sale of land requires a written agreement for validity. It need not be in public instrument. Yes. Okay, in order to be valid. Sale by an agent must be in a public instrument to be valid. Hindi. The sale by an agent of land, the authority is required to be in writing. Now, I never mentioned public instrument with regards to that. The sale can be in writing lang din in order to be valid. Now, magkaiba yung in writing na authority, magkaiba yung in writing mo for the sale for enforceability. Okay? Never nire-require ang public instrument in a sale of real property just to be valid. Okay? It will never be applicable. Even with regards the authority of an agent, it does not need to be in a public instrument. In writing lang ang nakalagay sa batas. Nasa messenger ang questions daw sa FB. If the SEC issues a certificate of incorporation to a corporation that has not yet submitted its bylaws, it is considered de jure or de facto. De jure pa rin. The submission of the bylaws can be after incorporation na. It does not need to be submitted together with, no, the articles of incorporation. Ano to? Have I noted the consanguinity degrees regarding some laws po? Mhm. Gusto ko yung may pag-summarize. Sinummarize niya, so kailangan pang ano. Nasaan na ba, sir? Number 2 pa lang ako, sir. Ayan pala. Ang taray talaga meron tayong technical assistant. Thank you to our technical manager. Relevant consanguinity degrees, disqualified from being officers, government procurement, corporation. Yes, tama naman. Correct naman. Thank you, Gwyneth. Oh, si Gwyneth din yung number 3. Ano po ang difference ng rescissible at voidable? I suggest you go back to your handouts now on law and contracts on that, no? But in general, rescissible contracts are valid until they are rescinded, and there are 5 grounds provided by law for it to be rescissible. Voidable contracts are valid until annulled, and there are 3 grounds na in order for it to be voidable. US size 11 lang po. Regarding po sa extension of corporate term, di ba po not earlier than 3 years? Not sure if tama po understanding ko. Na kung mag-extend, it should be 3 years before expiration. It should be within the 3 years before the expiration. Yes. Ano na, sir? Daming question. Confirm ko lang po yung voting requirements for adoption of new bylaws. Natanong na yan dito. It's majority. Again, the only time na 2/3 ang kailangan sa stockholders will be to delegate the power to amend the bylaws. Tama po ba? Available pa rin po yung additional 30 days. Natanong na rin yan, sir. Pareho yung question. Feeling ko kinapi-paste lang din. We answered that. Sir, sa covered transaction po sa real estate, hindi po ba na cash transaction only para maging covered? Technically, I would say yes. No? Considering kasi na yung wording din ng AMLA, nakalagay na single cash transaction exceeding 7.5. Yes, I would say yes, na cash transaction siya. Kaya kung nag-installment ka na pagbili ng real property kahit more than 7.5, hindi naman kailangan i-report. Yan ba, sir? Wala na? Wala na. Yeah, we would like to thank GU for our outfit today. Talagang pag nagpupunta ng Japan, ang first stop talaga lagi ay pumunta sa Don Quixote, sa GU, no, para mamili ng mga susuotin dito. Sir, fiancé reveal po, ako naka-underwear lang siya. Kaya hindi siya pwede ipakita. Bawal. For my eyes only. Outfit check. Sir, pasabay. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Ayan. Outfit check, mamaya watch out for my stories. Joke lang. Tinatamad na nga ako mag-stories, kaya napakita nyo. No, isang araw pa ako nandito, pero kahapon lang ako nag-story, tsaka nag-tweet. Ano po ang pagkakaiba ng ratification and written assent? Ratification need not be in writing. Ganun lang siya. Na pag ratification, kahit remotely, kahit ikaw ay tawag ito, verbal lang, pwede na. Okay? Pag written assent, literal na in writing. Okay? Yung pag-approve mo ng transaction, which will be applicable only with regard shortening of the corporate term. No, on all others naman, ratification lang. Ang written assent naman sa shortening of corporate term lang. Any other concerns? Grabe din talaga yung mga questions, no, na kung saan-saan topic nang gagaling. Kung saan-saan yung naiisip nyo bigla na parang, uy, itong topic na to, itatanong ko. Ayan, kaya salamat din sa aking anti-hangover drink na naging functional ako today at hindi ako nag-good morning mga ka-hangover. Yan lang din binibili ko dito sa Japan kahit paano. Wala, may anti-hangover drink kasi. Sir, ingat sa tour nyo today. Thank you. Actually, wala kami masyadong gagawin today dahil nga magkaklase ako. So, since we cut it short, we cannot do a full day tour. So, we'll just go somewhere near here. Baka sa Ueno. Oh, may pahabol po. Sir, ano po ang effect if AOI lang sinubmit without the bylaw since repealed na po yung 30 days? Wala lang period. Kung kailan mo lang gustong isubmit, kahit beyond the 30-day period yung bylaws, walang problema. Ganun lang. Ano po, sir, pabay po sa Pop Mart. Hindi nga kami dadaan ba tayo dun? Kasi yung merong nagpapabili ng labubu. Hindi pala. Kasi mura daw dito yung labubu. Yan, hindi ko naman gets. No judgment naman. Kung mahilig kayo dyan, ako lang personally, hindi ako mga ganun na bagay. As a person na, very limited ang funds talaga. Kung ano lang ang kailangan nyo lang ang binibili natin. Difference po ng incorporation test and grandfather rule. The incorporation test will spell out the difference kung yan ay domestic or foreign corporation. The grandfather rule would normally be applied to determine the minimum Filipino ownership of a corporation owned by another corporation. Ganon din sa control test. So sa contracts po, if legal effects ang tanong ano pong isasagot, valid. Okay, valid ang magiging sagot. No? Pero ang tanong, what is the status of the contract? You'll always answer the proper classification. Nakakaluwag-luwag na po. Yes po. Kaya pa ang mga damit po ay sumisikip na. Sir, kasama po ba sa coverage yung negotiable instruments? Hindi, na 2022 pa. The negotiable instruments law is 112 years old. Kaya tinanggal na yan sa bar, tinanggal na yan sa board exam. Dahil ganun na siya kaluma. No? Luma pa siya kay Enrile, kaya hindi na kino-cover yan sa board exam. Ito pala may Q&A oh. Sir, ask ko lang po regards sa po sa remote attendance of the BOD, kailangan po ba stated sa bylaws or hindi na po for it to be valid? It's either allowed siya in the bylaws, authorized by the board of directors, or it is a corporation vested with public interest. No? Kahit wala ng authorization in the bylaws or BOD, basta corporation vested with public interest. Sir, question lang po regarding dependents pension. Qualified pa rin po ba as dependent ang isang anak kapag may asawa na pero hindi legally married? I don't know how that happens, no? Because the concept of marriage here is a legal concept. So, may asawa ka, you have to be legally married in order to be considered as married. Okay? Pero kung married na, over 21 years of age or gainfully employed, hindi na siya dependent. Unless, no, yung over 21 ay, what do you call this, incapable of taking care of himself. No, kaya pwede pa rin. Pero 21, gainfully employed, married, yan yung mga hindi na talaga naging independence. Sir, pag waiver consent po ba the liability of the seller is the value lang po? Yung intentionada lang po yung walang liability? Yes po. Yes. Kasama po ba sa coverage? Ay, natanong na yun. Wala na. Ah. Yung iba tuloy siguro parang nagiging anticlimactic, no? Kasi nag-goodbye, nag-thank you na yung iba. Tapos biglang may question pa ulit. Kaya parang yung iba, hindi tuloy alis na ba ako? Baka may tanong pang marinig ko. Sir, kasama po ba sa dependent pag minor pero employed casually? I would say pwede pa rin naman, no? Kasi paano, pero I don't know what you mean by casual employment. Pero ang idea kasi ang concept kasi ng dependent ay talagang yung pamumuhay, no? Kung kakailanganin mo for sustenance or support ay nanggagaling pa doon sa member. Okay? Kaya sinasabi natin na dependent in the very literal sense of the word. Okay, attorney, kung pwede lang dalhin ka sa board exam tapos kada tanong itatanong ko sa'yo. Paano yung mag-aano nun? Telepathy. Sir, tama po ba? Condition subsequent, resolutory condition, condition precedent, suspensive. Yes. Okay, pero I don't think that will be asked naman. Sir, the day before the boards, ano po yung pinaka-recom nyo na balikan? Core power special laws or focus na lang po talaga sa pre-week? I would suggest sa pre-week na lang. No, kung kailangan nyo talagang magbasa pa. Okay, pero hanggat maaari sana you focus on your rest. Okay, na mas maaga talaga matulog, no? That you can go to the testing centers earlier because being there early helps you relax. Okay, kaysa yung pagdating mo magsisimula na kagad yung mga preliminary requirements, no? Mas maganda nandun ka na beforehand, kahit maglakad-lakad ka lang doon, upo ka lang, no, sa upuan mo, basta andun ka na. Okay, kasi it will really help you from a psychological perspective, emotional, mentally talaga na nakakapagpahinga, no? Or andun ka na ahead of time. I promise you, no? It's going to be really helpful. Attorney, the one who negotiated the check is similar to the issuer po. Yes. Na I wanted to highlight that the idea na hindi siya yung signatory. Okay? Na hindi signatory lang, na pwedeng negotiated lang. Okay? Alright, sige. Kung wala naman ng questions, I believe we answered all the remaining queries that you have in your mind. Pero natutuwa ako na karamihan ng mga tanong talaga is confirmation na talagang aral na. Pinapasigurado na lang dahil nga sa inyong mga professional skepticism. Na kaya gusto lang sigurado yung magiging pagtanda, no? Pero andun na. At any rate, ayan, I will be praying with and for you as you take your actual board exam. Maraming salamat sa pag-attend and hopefully maging productive ang buong session natin, no, ng additional pre-week na ito. No? And it may be helpful for you guys kasi ayan, pumasok na si Sir Kay. Hi, Sir Kay. Na nasa stress dun sa isa naming ka-chat pero hindi natin i-revive pala para ano siya, full focus siya ngayon sa ating discussion. Goodbye everyone and thank you for attending. God bless and good luck on the board exam.